did Steph Curry need this type of finals performance on his resume?
100%. And look, I've been in locker rooms with Tim Duncan, LeBron James, Steph Curry. I've been in the locker rooms with some of the greatest. And you hear them talk about things. They know. And for anybody that tries to act like these players don't want these things, don't believe that they need these things, we've seen Kobe Bryant sit on the podium and was like, what does this championship mean? He goes, I have one more than Shaq. That right there lets you know what these things mean to him. And when Steph Curry, from his belly, from his soul, said, what are they going to say now? What are they going to say now? It's because he knew how important this was. That emotion that you saw from him was that I believe I'm one of the greats and I have to go remove all doubt. And the last bit of doubt was, could he be the best player on a championship team? And he did it in spectacular form.
You know, I think a lot of ballers, RJ, a lot of players don't like when media guys like me frame the question that way. Oh, you're framing the narrative because they think it's like, what if there's a negative outcome? They're setting them up to fail. And it's true, sometimes there is a negative outcome, and you pointed out, well, that guy's not a top. But it's not like you're rooting for the negative outcome, Tim. What if there's a positive outcome?
Right.
Look what he just did. When Steph says, what do they have to say to now? Not a damn thing, Steph. You did the thing. What does this mean for his legacy, Tim?
That's what it means. It means that all the doubters, all the naysayers, they don't have anything else to say, right? Everybody said he hadn't won a Finals MVP. He's won a Finals MVP. People said that they had lucky breaks in 2015. They had KD in 2017 and 18. As you said, this was a 50-50 series. I thought Boston was going to win. A lot of people thought Boston were going to win. And ultimately, Stephen Curry was the reason why Golden State won. And I thought, you see the emotion he's showing here with his dad? I was watching him in the arena last night. When he went over and cried on his dad's shoulder and you saw that emotion come out of him, that's, I think, what all that was. Steph doesn't like to necessarily show that stuff all the time, but you know he heard, like Richard said, all the talk about him the past few years. Everything that went through the past couple years to get back here again, that was all coming out in that moment with these guys getting back to the mountaintop and winning a fourth title.
RJ, you know, at the end of the season, I don't mean the regular season, at the end of it all, there was never a season until now where I said, Steph Curry's the best player in basketball. I think you could at least make the argument that he is now. He's right there. You can make a Giannis argument or LeBron or KD, whatever you want. But Steph, it's like when Dirk did it, when you, recency bias, whatever. He just did it, RJ. What does it mean? Like, where does he rank among the most influential players? I see you shaking your head no.
I'm going to give you a slight correction. The year that he was the unanimous finals, or the unanimous MVP, he was the best player in basketball. He was
RJ.
like, what?
Stop, RJ.
You know,
LeBron James was
hear me out. Hear me out. What I am saying is that he followed up a championship year with 73 wins, having 400 three-pointers, and no one had ever hit 300. For that season, he was the best player in basketball. Doesn't mean that you would draft him number one over LeBron James or Kevin, but in that season, he was the best player in basketball.
RJ, the season includes most of the season. The important games are played in the playoffs when and LeBron was the MVP and Steph choked away game 7 in the fourth quarter. You can't say he's the best after that.
I understand that. It's not a start to finish. You can be the best player in basketball and not win a championship that year because we've seen LeBron James do it
Not if you're on a 73-win team, you can't. Nope. Not if you're on the best team in basketball in the regular season.
So Max, we have a point. That's not what we're referencing right now. We're going to stay on the topic here. And on the topic,
I'm a little caffeinated right now.
No, listen, me and you both, because me and you could go down this route and it would be awesome. But I just think for him, when you look at what he's able to do and how he's playing, when you start listing him on the levels with the greats, he belongs there. He belonged there before this, but they know that. These guys know that. Tim Duncan wanted to get 5. Kobe wanted to get 6. These things, they're counting these things. I've seen MJ give interviews early on in his career when he was, Magic has 5 championships. Yeah, but he never won 3 in a row. And then when he won 6, that was to make sure he had more than Magic's 5. Like, there is a competitiveness amongst the greats. And for anybody that doesn't believe Steph, he says he's the petty king because he chronicles all this information. That's why the most intense words were, what are they going to say now? Because he has removed all doubt and there is nothing left to say other than he belongs amongst the list of the greats.
Right, because Tim, unlike in 2016, at the end of the season, he was still standing. All right, look, Tim, when we talk about influential players.
Oh, look at this guy. That's right. I was there for that. I remember the celebration.
When you talk about influential players in the history of the NBA, you think about Kareem. Oh, you're not allowed to dunk anymore, right? Because you're changing with nothing we can do.
Yep.
Steph and Mark Jackson deserves credit even before Steve Kerr, because a lot of coaches would be like, wait, the three-point line's there. What are you doing way back there? Steph had a big imagination and changed the. Where is he among the most influential players ever?
Oh, he has to be right at the top of the list, and maybe not at the very top, but he's in the conversation because of what he's done to the offensive revolution in the league, right? You look at that series last night, Kevon Looney, I thought, said something really interesting where he said, not only has Steph revolutionized the way that people play offense in terms of shooting threes, he's also revolutionized the way power forwards and centers have to be deployed on the court because you have to go out to the perimeter and guard him in ways you've never seen before. People were talking about Al Horford playing in a drop this series, like dropping back towards the basket. He was standing 3 feet past the three-point line, and people were saying he was not far enough out guarding Steph Curry. He's 25 feet from the basket, right?
It's hard to explain to young people if they see like Patrick Ewing how great he was,
right,
because now you have to think of a center as a guy who can guard out in space.
That's right. And that is all because of the shooting that Steph Curry brought into the league and everybody else has tried to follow along with him.
No, the last thing I want to say this, and I know we're going to sit here and talk about Steph, but we've seen what this team looked like without Klay Thompson. It was Steph and Klay helped change the game. And why I will say this, obviously Steph with his range, but Klay makes that thing a winner. When you put that glue together, the Splash Brothers, I think collectively Klay needs to get some more attention as far as how they change the game. Because it's impossible to blitz Steph. Because when you have Klay, and we've seen it, 2 years without Klay, and the minute Klay comes back, Klay has been in 6 straight finals because what he allows Steph to do, having that other great shooter right next to them. The first team to win a championship, like being a predominantly three-point shooting team. We had never seen it in 2015.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.